Welcome to Inner Peace Arts Unscripted. I'm your host, James Coleman. I'm a writer. I write on personal development, spirituality, spiritual experience, and social change at innerpeacearts.wordpress.com. Check it out. Today is Christmas, and very special day for many people. And I just thought I would share today on some thoughts about Christmas, its implications, or whatever happens to pop in to the head. It's a day for giving, and it's a day for culturally mandated giving. And that giving is motivated by, according to the story, right? The God's giving of himself to us. And I think about that and think about this, the richness of the traditions and all the stories, the manger, the wise men, the star, the parents, the virgin birth, all these images. And I can't help to think about how powerful they are regardless of their verifiable truth. And I know this is kind of dangerous to say for a Christian audience or Christians in the audience, but these are my thoughts on Christmas and the whole notion of the feelings that are accessed by those stories. Very powerful. And I can't help to think that there's not a design in us as human beings that responds to certain stories, responds to certain stimuli, responds to certain ideas. So the notion of whether or not the virgin birth, for example, is true, the fact that if somebody is seeking an ultimate explanation for the things that they've experienced, the things that they see, and they come across this story of the God who came down and gave. Well, in us is a program that if someone gives to us, we give back to them. So the story of God giving to us, essentially, from a certain perspective, could be seen as a kind of a hijacking of this desire in us to give back to someone that gives to us. And in this case, it's giving back to an idea, the idea of God or the existence of God. We have to say the idea of God because there's no kind of, I can't say, hey, he's here, he's there, this is him, her, whatever. So I think that this notion of hijacking is really important. And that if one is going to be honest about one's experiences and the notion of spiritual experience, that it's evoked by pattern, which means there has to be something in you already that responds to that pattern. Or there's some factors that create that capacity within you. Either way, it's in you, its source is unknown, and when seeking an ultimate, it creates access to a kind of energy that's, well, we see the effects of Western culture and what it's done. I didn't mean that negatively in a sense, but Western culture is the pervasive culture around the world, and many of its aspects are desired, if not its complete acceptance. People prefer health care over no health care in general. Health care has basically been driven in large part by Western culture, Western science, and Enlightenment ideals, and all that. So, and all that is to say is originated, the energy for that is originated in this story that hijacks our desire to give back. Of course, there's a lot more to this than that. But that's really the notion that I felt to share, that came to me to share in this session. So that's my Christmas sharing. It's Christmas, and I hope that your Christmas goes as well as you would like it to be, that it's spent with family and friends, and if you don't have family and friends, that you find some solace in whatever you're able to do, that you find some people to be with, or you spend it by yourself, thinking about your life and whatever you want to do that makes you feel good, that's not harming other people. Well, we can get into that at a later date. But that's it. That's my Christmas story. Once again, I'm James Coleman. You can check out my blog at innerpeacearts.wordpress.com, and I look forward to spending more time with you.